Hello everyone, this is Full Health Japan, and today I have a bit of a different video for you guys. In the past few years, YouTube has been filled with content on Japan, which most of the time it's centered around the most popular tourist destination of this country. Today, instead, I'd like to walk you through a festival in the countryside, more specifically in a place called Arie. So let's see what you can do at Arie Kura Meguri. Arie is a small town in the southern region of Nagasaki Prefecture, and around a century ago, it used to be a center for brewing products such as soy sauce, sake, and miso. Miso, an edible mold which grows on rice thanks to a bacteria called koji, and sake, an alcoholic drink made from fermented rice, are both products that started gaining popularity when the area enjoyed the first surplus in rice production. Miso and soy sauce have been brewed for centuries all over Japan, but those produced in this region are renowned for their sweeter taste, which is a favorite of all the people originally from Kyushu Island, with many expats still purchasing them from the same shops of their childhood. Although the golden era of these breweries is long gone, you can still get a chance to admire the big laboratories and the fancy houses of the owners with traditional private gardens with koi fish, which are open to the public and enjoyable from everyone. Even though brewing became a central activity of the community, the dawn of the town is linked to these statues of Jizo, a very popular figure in the Buddhist pantheon, which can be found in many places in the area. In fact, the town hosts the onsen sanctuary, dating back to the 8th century AD, which was one of the main hubs of the Shugendo, a current of Buddhism revolving around hermitage on mountains. This current also tends to include in its pantheon figures that aren't usually part of the Buddhist tradition, which explains why there are many peculiar statues, including this one of wild boar, I think. Jizo is a very popular character in the Buddhist tradition, and its statues are often put at intersections to protect the roads. However, in this town, instead of a classic child look, these statues also recall the attire of the hermits of Shugendo. These statues are kept clean by the locals, and there are even groups of grannies repainting them and crafting small pieces of clothing to keep them warm. One other peculiar statue is this one, Sorebon Ebisu, or Ebisu with an abacus. Ebisu is the god of fortune in trades, and the abacus he holds in the statue probably symbolizes the action of counting the earnings of the shops in the area. During this festival, you can find fun activities in most of the breweries of the town. The most popular one is definitely the miso scooping contest, held inside one of the breweries. As you can see, the challenge consists in trying to scoop miso with one small ladle and put that into a small bag, all in 30 seconds of time. It may look simple, but miso is actually very dense, yet very crumbly. I got around 2 kilograms of miso with that scoop, but the record is apparently over 11 kilograms, although I have no clue how you can do that with such a small ladle. You only have to pay 500 yen, around 3 euro or dollars, to participate, and you can keep the miso you scooped. Another fan favorite of the festival is the pinball miso, which, despite the name, is actually closer to a pachinko. If you don't know, that is easily the most famous betting game in Japan, with most of the old population spending enormous quantities of money on that. In order to avoid making this too much of a gambling trap, they made sure you can always win something. To be fair, the prizes are not that incredible, mainly because you can win 2, 3 or 4 packs of miso, and that's it. But I particularly like the one from this brewery, so I ended up playing way more times than I'd like to admit. All that just to find out that you can simply buy the same miso from a shop nearby, or even at the local supermarket. I guess I have a gambling addiction to worry about now. Of course, like any festival worthy of the name, food is also another main attraction of the event. As said before, rice is at the basis of most brewing products, and so many shops offer handmade onigiris and zenzai, which is a dish composed of mochi, rice cake, dipped in a soup made from sweet red beans. You can also find other staple food, such as korokke, which are croquettes filled with the most various ingredients. Shops prepare hundreds of them in advance and fry them on the spot. In Small Town Festival, this simple yet tasty food is one of the most sold items, with shops cashing in the equivalent of thousands of dollars in a day. The same shops also sell fried chikuwa with seaweed, or chikuwa isobeagi. Chikuwa is a kind of fish paste made from bones and other parts of the fish, usually cooked around a bamboo stick. At the end of the cooking process, the stick is then removed, giving the chikuwa its usual shape with a hole in the center. The ones we bought also got fried on the spot, giving them a crispy texture combined with the usual chewiness of the chikuwa. The festival is held in February, which in Japan is the time when the Hinamatsuri is also held. Since the Heian period, it's been tradition to set up a display of dolls for younger daughters as a charm to protect them and pray for their healthy growth. These Hina doll sets are very old, with some even dating more than 100 years back, and they are passed down from generation to be displayed around this period. Each display has a prince, Odairi, and a princess, Ohina, at the top, followed by 3 court ladies, Kanjo, and 5 musicians, Goninbayashi, which for some reason are also children, I don't know. In between some of the figures, there are also 3 piled up square mochi called hishimochi. The pink one is to dispel evil, the white one is for the prosperity of children, and the green one is for good health. So, this was a little glimpse of Arie Kura Meguri, a small town festival. I was a bit in a rush on the day off, so I couldn't get all the footage that I wanted to get, but I hope I got you interested enough in what a smaller festival looks like in Japan. Arie Kura Meguri is held every year on a weekend in mid or late February, and other than a way for breweries to show off their products, it's also a moment for the community to get together. Just by walking by the streets, you could see many families with the grandparents buying their favorite food to their grandchildren, in what kind of looks like a rite of passage for the tradition. It is becoming more and more of a rarity to see festivals run with such an earnest spirit. So if you have the chance to come to Japan, I really suggest you making some time to find a way to enjoy them. You might be put off by the language barrier at first, but I assure you most of the people in the countryside will manage to communicate with you in any way possible and try to convey their excitement for the festival to any visitor coming. Thank you again for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. This was Full Help Japan on Arie Kura Meguri. Stay tuned for more content. Bye!